Maher had Jeffrey Lord, who is a Trump supporter, who's a CNN pundit, over on his show Real Time with Bill Maher, and many people, seemingly from this article title, think that Bill Maher shredded Jeffrey Lord for claim Russia didn't influence the election, saying, quote, "Don't bullshit me." This is not really my feeling, personally. I don't really see what all the hysteria is about. A lot of people like to scream that, whatever, I don't get it. But anyway, so here's what Raw Story says. They say, in a contentious interview with conservative Jeffrey Lord, real-time host Bill Maher hammered the CNN pundit for supporting a vulgar human being like Donald Trump. Lord tried to pivot that Hillary Clinton was just as vulgar because she called many of Trump's supporters a basket of deplorables. Lord also claimed that Russia didn't have any influence in the 2016 election because no electronic voting machines were hacked. "Don't bullshit me," Maher shouted, literally calling BS on Lord's runaway hyperbole. He went on to explain that Russia had an influence in the election as cited by 17 intelligence agencies. He went on to say that one way Trump could clear it up was by releasing his tax returns so that Americans could ensure there are no conflicts of interest. As he's prone to do when he's losing an argument, Lord began repeating Maher's name over and over again. He explained that Nancy Pelosi met with the same person that then Senator Jeff Sessions met with. "Well, let's have an investigation of her," Maher rolled his eyes. "But Russians didn't hack Nancy Pelosi's election. They hacked our election. All of our intelligence agencies said for one side to win, your side. Are you telling me if it had worked out the other way and they were only hacking the Republicans to get Hillary elected, you'd let it slide?" Okay. This is one of the cases where, unfortunately, I'm forced to be put in a very awkward position in terms of I don't even really agree with Bill Maher in this situation. What he's saying, and I think this is more of a ratings position, personally, because I noticed that everywhere people are just screaming from the rooftops, Russia, 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 because it's an easy way to get neoliberals and Hillary Clinton supporters to view your show and to watch and to give you praise. So, for example, really quickly, I don't agree with Lord's point of saying that, Hillary Clinton was just as vulgar. I don't think you could say that she's just as vulgar. You could say that she's vulgar because of her comments saying that, blacks are super predators. That's pretty fucking crazy. The basket of deplorables, she said like half or whatever percentage. That's not wrong. I totally agree with that. Lord also claimed that Russia didn't have any influence in the 2016 election because no electronic voting machines were hacked. So here's my thing, okay? First of all, to say that Russia hacked the election is massively misleading. They didn't. There's no evidence to show that they directly hacked into the machines to actually change the votes. And that's what many people believe. I think it was, 55% of Democrats believe that? That there's no evidence to prove that. The burden of proof is on you, not me, to disprove something that hasn't been proven yet. Number two, Assange. Many people claim that Russia. But once you say that, they back up. They go, but the DNC email leaks. What has been said is that it was Russia. Now, my question to you is, what evidence of that do you have? Number one. Number two, was it a Russian government official or some Russian dude in the bathroom or some fucking basement? And then, number three, Julian Assange said that his source was not Russia, it was a DNC insider. What do you think is more likely, that it was hacked by the Russians or it was leaked by a DNC insider who, for whatever reason, wanted to capitalize on the hatred of Hillary Clinton and the massive disapproval of Hillary Clinton and possibly push forward a Bernie push, who is now the de facto leader of the Democratic Party, but that's somewhat irrelevant in this case. What I'm trying to get at here without making this too long of a facade, we should be looking at how weak of a candidate Hillary Clinton was, not that fucking Russians were sitting there twisting their mustache, fucking up our election. And until you prove that, I refuse to get on this bandwagon. And I find it massively ironic because Bill Maher is a vast guy who is, not a vast, but a huge advocate against the intervention of the Iraq War, which was directly a result of government lies that were fed into the media, which the media presented to get more views and to get more information, as well as being, paid and having, their heads in Washington practically. So that whole thing, like that, the idea that we shouldn't at the very least be skeptical, I think Bill Maher is a huge hypocrite on that stance as well. But anyway, so this idea that, don't bullshit me, and then he just cited the intelligence agencies, but it's like, and I've heard this argument on the David Pakman show too, is that, oh, well, what would convince you that they did it? What would convince me that they did it was declassified documents that show the charted Russian interference in the machines and the actual switching of votes and what happened. And then showing evidence that they were indeed the ones who hacked the DNC emails. That is what it would be. It's not that much. But to me, when you write a big page of a bunch of shit and then say source is an unnamed CIA official, I don't trust that because I don't know who it is. And more importantly, they did the same shit for the Iraq War. They did the same shit for the Vietnam War. They did the same shit for the Spanish-American War. How are you guys not falling for this? Like, what is this? What are you guys doing? You guys are so gullible. I can't believe it. But I think David Pakman does it more for the views and the ratings, though, to be fair, which I respect. He still has to have a business mind because it's tough to make it out on YouTube and stuff like that. But I don't know. I want to hear what you guys' opinions are.